Hey there, everybody. Justin here. I am back in the other foundry today. We saw last week's Dylan Saturn S, so it's time to bring out one of my new printers that we haven't even unboxed yet. May I present to you, in the box still, the Anycubic Photon X. Okay, so a little bit of an upgrade than what we've had with the Mars. And of course over here you see the Creality. I will be doing a separate video on that one because we haven't reviewed it yet. So let's get going with the Anycubic. Now I'm using my new tripod here. Why? Because I'm trying to make life a little bit easier on myself. Shooting this by myself right now as Dylan is at work. So of course it packages just about like any other resin 3D printer on the market. Big old smiley face right there. Yeah, because you're so happy you got a resin 3D printer. But let me take a moment and pull this all the way out of the box. Now, there's a few things, like I said, you see it packaged up basically like any normal 3D printer. We've got our UV cover that goes over the top of the printer, all nicely packaged. A yellow this time. We're starting to collect all the colors of the rainbow. We're going to go through, and of course right here, this is the machine itself. A lot smaller of a screen than either my Creality Howlet or the Elegoo Mars 2, even smaller than, of course, the Saturn S that Dylan has. But still, your basics array. It's a nice small printer. Great, should be great for printing minutes. Next up, of course, we have in one of the boxes our build plate. Nicely packaged, a little different than what I'm used to seeing. I'm definitely intrigued on how we put it on because it's got this 2-bolt system here. But if we look at the actual machine itself, there's only a 1-bolt hole there. So, seeing there's got to be another part. A little different. So, in the second box is the VAT. And it looks like a couple of protective things for it as well. I have to read some actual instructions. This looks like an actual cover for this to keep you from getting resin on it. That way you're not getting resin all up in the screen and everything. Then our final box, I hear screws in it. And it's got our power cord. Always nice. A set of gloves, which we always need. One screw, which is for here. Some paper funnel debris catchers. These are garbage. We don't use them. I printed my own funnels. Screen wipes. Actually a brilliant idea for cleaning the screen. And everything else you need for tightening and adjusting screws. The ever coveted USB drive. And of course, your mask so you're not inhaling fumes. So let's take a moment and go through and see if we can't figure out how this build plate goes on. Alright everybody, so there's this little bracket that comes in the packaging as well. You'll see it will slot right up in here where the screw is. This goes to your build plate. And literally, there are 2 screws on each side for those, I believe they're M4 bolts that came in with the Allen keys. So pretty much you put this together and it gives you your ability, when you leave it loose, to go through and resin level the printer. It might give you a little more accuracy, I don't know, with the 4, but it's pretty much one for each corner you can adjust once it is down. So, I've noticed something while getting this all together, and that is here on the side. This is the one thing that bugs me about this printer. And I know it's not just me, but it's also a preference thing. I don't like having my USB on the side because I have tight quarters. So this machine's gonna have to sit on the end of something with an opening in order for everything to cohere and go in and not mess with anything. But that being said, as you can tell, I went through and I didn't bore you with putting screws onto a actual build plate because I'm pretty sure you can figure out how that works. But we're going to go through and we're going to move the Z up. And I'll end up going through and leveling this later as you hear my phone go off. But there's your home button. If you've had a resin printer in the past, you know how to do that. The detailed instructions on actually how to home this printer is very well done. So if you do end up buying this printer, I would say it's easier to read those instructions and do it versus me tell you how to do it. The fact that they actually give you a piece of paper for leveling as well is nice as well. But the big thing we're looking at now is something that I sort of wish the rest of my resin printers will have done. So first of all, here's the protective film off of the LCD screen for the printer. On top of that, we were given a screen cleaner. I was like, this is a wonderful thing. But now I understand why. Because we're going to clean this off. And this right here, this black piece will actually go over, as it stings to me statically. Go up a little more. This will go. If I can get it to quit sticking to me. The joys of doing decal work. And go right over the top of this screen. Now, am I going to probably end up using this thing? No, as you can tell already, it's a pain in the butt to put on, especially since that's supposed to come off. But I will give it the good old college try. So line things up. Little bubble there, that's alright. So, there we go. Alright, so it's on there. Now the next thing in this pack is an actual screen protector. So, thankfully, this one's level. So, this is piece one. Go. Right on there. Ah, first shot. Got it. If it wasn't for that one little bubble, it would be almost imperfect. But there we go. So, sort of squeegee out the bubble here. I know I'll be people that do this with smartphones. Oh, you should have sprayed it and everything first. No, that's not my style. Anyways, because this thing will get resin on it, it's not going to be on here for a long time, but it's on there now. And I wish so many more of my resin printers came with this, like the Elegoo or my Creality Howlet, or even Dylan Saturn. This thing would be amazing if all of them came with it. I'll probably go through and work that one bubble out, but you know what? We've been over the basics of this, what all it comes with. It's time to see it print something and see the quality. Okay, so one thing really quickly. Since I've started the print here, I've noticed something. So if this thing is just even ajarred a little bit, looky there. Door is open. Please close to resume print. So, unlike the Halla and the Mars, I can't print with the top off of this if I'm adding resin or anything like that. So just remember that if you're doing something so big that you have to add more resin to this. So, I'll see y'all in 4 hours when this is done. Alright, so here's some movie magic. We're done printing and beautiful first test print. No reprints or anything. It came out amazing with this lattice cube in a transparent green. And looking at the layer lines, little stuff on the photon on the middle. Could adjust the settings a little bit, but straight out of the box, very impressed. That is beautiful. So, my final conclusion on the Anycubic Photon Mono 4K. It's a decent entry-level printer. I picked mine up for $154 off Amazon. There are some small things I would change on it, one of which would be the USB port position. Maybe a slightly bigger touchscreen for my big sausage fingers. Other than that, I won't change much of anything else. If you are looking for a printer to go through and print you minis, or small things for D&D, Warhammer, any other things like that, small detail pieces for your cosplay, this is the printer for you. Go ahead and get one. I give it a 7 out of 10. I would buy another one. And that being said, thank you for watching. If you would like to support us, do so by just following the channel, hitting that like button, leaving us a comment. Or if you feel obligated to do a little bit more, you can buy us a cup of coffee, link in the bio before. Have a wonderful rest of your day.